In the vast, shifting sands of Arrakis, new stories are beginning to rise once more. Just as fans were bracing themselves for the long wait until the climactic conclusion of the cinematic Dune trilogy in December 2026, the universe of Dune is ready to deliver another explosive chapter, this time in the form of an action-packed spin-off set to captivate readers before the final film arrives. Titled Dune, Edge of a Crysknife, Rage of Shai Hulud, this fresh tale expands the mythos with new characters, fierce vendettas, and the awe-inspiring might of the desert's most feared creature, the Sandworm. The announcement has generated a tidal wave of excitement, as it promises to offer not just a stopgap, but a bold, compelling saga in its own right. At the heart of this new story is a generational feud that breathes fresh life into the lore. The narrative follows Samos, the son of the legendary Shadout Mapes, as he sets out on a mission that borders on the impossible, a full-scale assault against Baron Abulard Harkonnen, the formidable offspring of Dimitri Harkonnen. This is not just a skirmish over territory, it is a battle fueled by legacy, vengeance, and the struggle for survival under Arrakis' merciless sons. The stakes are raised dramatically with the introduction of a weapon unlike any other, Shai Hulud, the Sandworm deity of the Freemen. To bring down the heavily fortified Harkonnen outpost, Samos and his people must do more than wage war, they must harness the power of a being that even the bravest Freemen revere and fear. What sets this spin-off apart is not just its intense plot but the emotional resonance of its characters. Samos is not a typical hero, he is a product of war and spiritual fervor, bearing the weight of his mother's legacy and his people's expectations. His confrontation with the Harkonnens is personal, ideological, and symbolic. On the opposite side, Abulard Harkonnen is a figure carved from a lineage of cruelty and manipulation, yet he too carries the burden of family and destiny. Their collision is less a clash of individuals and more a grinding tectonic shift in the ongoing saga of Dune's political and religious turmoil. The creative team behind this spin-off brings both pedigree and passion to the table. The story is penned by Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson, longtime stewards of the Dune franchise and masters at weaving intricate narratives into the already complex tapestry Frank Herbert created. Bringing the world to vivid life are artists Andrea Scalmazzi and Francesco Mazzoli, whose work is expected to reflect the harsh beauty of Arrakis and the kinetic fury of its battles. The visuals will play a critical role in portraying the majesty and terror of Shai Hulud, as well as the raw emotional undertones of the character's journey. For fans, this creative alignment signals a story that is both faithful to the source and daring in its vision. The title alone, Rage of Shai Hulud, evokes a primal energy, suggesting a narrative that will be dominated by nature's wrath, divine fury, and human desperation. The Sandworms have always been a central symbol in the Dune universe, representing uncontrollable power and the sacred bond between the Freemen and their unforgiving home. In this new tale, they are elevated from backdrop creatures to instrumental figures in warfare and hope. Watching how Samos attempts to bend or awaken such creatures to his cause will not only be visually stunning but spiritually harrowing. Set for release on August 27, this spin-off arrives just in time to fill the void left by the cinematic hiatus. It's not merely an appetizer before the final Dune installment, it's a pivotal chapter in its own right, one that promises to deepen our understanding of the universe's internal power structures and the nuanced conflicts that define it. Readers can already place their pre-orders at local comic stores or preferred digital platforms, signaling an eager embrace of the return to Arrakis. For those who can't wait until the end of summer to immerse themselves again in the Dune universe, there is already a rich library of expanded lore to dive into. A range of compelling titles chronicle the rise and fall of major houses and delve into the political chess game that has always made Dune more than just a sci-fi epic. From the early ambitions of House Atreides in Dune, House of Atreides to the shadows cast by House Harkonnen and the nuanced power plays in House Corrino, there is a treasure trove of canonical content that adds layers of complexity to the central storyline. Other offerings like Tales from Arrakeen and the Waters of Canley offer snapshots of Arrakis through different lenses, revealing both the brutal realities and the spiritual intricacies of life on the desert planet. As anticipation builds for Timothée Chalamet's return to the silver screen in 2026, Dune, Edge of a Crysknife, Rage of Shai Hulud serves as both a narrative bridge and a bold standalone saga. It reminds fans that the universe of Dune is vast, alive, and ever-expanding, its storylines as deep and shifting as the dunes themselves. With a blend of visceral storytelling, striking artwork, and philosophical undercurrents, this new chapter is poised to reignite the passion of longtime followers and invite new ones into its gripping sands.